Welcome everyone to another episode of Super Geek Squad Podcast. It's Ron and Colten coming at you. Hey Colten, are you ready for summer finally?
I think so. I think it's about time.
Yeah, finally we got some decent temperatures. Today I think it's supposed to be in the 70s, so it'll be nice. I actually went out fishing on Wednesday. I almost died because I tried to go down this slope and it was real slippery and there was rocks and I was just like, man, if I fall, there ain't no way I'm getting up. Like I will lay here till somebody finds me. So it was fun to get out. I caught a few fish, a few walleyes and stuff. So something I want to kind of get into today is some of the interesting movies that are going to be in the works and coming out. Anything that you're interested in?
Well, I guess TV shows. It just dropped the other day. There's a Fallout series based off the video games there that I've yet to watch it, but I've heard both sides from it, from like people who I like. When I talk to them about stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, their opinion is usually pretty good. But I've heard some people are like, this is like one of the best video game to movie adaptations that there's ever been, and there's been some good ones.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy. But then I have other people who are like, I can't watch it. It's so woke. It's so left and so liberal and so on and that stuff. And I'm like, it's a nuclear apocalyptic world. It can't be that far left, you know? Like,
yeah.
So I haven't watched it yet, but that's one that I plan on. I might watch tonight, actually. I might watch a few of the episodes because they're all out, I guess. And I'm kind of interested in seeing that and seeing how that goes.
Yeah. Well, so have you seen that The Last of Us? I think it came out last year. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I thought that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
There was a few parts in there where I'm like, this is, how they're going about this might be a little bit dumb. I've played the game, but I haven't, played it start to finish both of the games. I know the second one was considered far, far worse than the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think that's because a lot of people, one of the girl, he likes women.
Yeah.
So obviously that just turned a lot of people were very upset about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I haven't played the game. I haven't watched much about the game, the second one that is. So I don't know how justifiable people are when saying how bad the game is, or if they saw a girl kissing another girl and they were like, I'm literally there's gonna be some harm done.
Yeah. I got nothing against how a person lives their life, decisions they make. They can do what they want. Okay, whatever. But
yep.
That's just kind of how the world is now. You can't watch a movie, a TV show, or even do a story about a video game without two people from the same sex being in love with each other.
Yeah.
It's just the world we live in. I wish they would stick to the authenticity of the story, but I get it. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. So people can live their life how they want. But yeah, no, Last of Us, I thought was, I think I played a little bit of the game, but yeah, I was really impressed with the series because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, you know, and I'm hoping they're they're going to make another one. It looked like at the end of the first one that they're leaving it hanging there to bring a second one. You know.
There's still a lot of the story that can go through, and so I think they will bring a second one. I'm just not exactly sure what they're waiting for because it was received pretty well overall. It obviously had a lot of people watch it. The games were very popular. Some of the games, I don't know which awards that they won, but I think the original Last of Us won Game of the Year the year it came out. So they're popular. People like them. So I'm sure that they're probably just trying to, because in the TV show, again, it's trying not to go back too much. There's there's in the TV show there was two men that fell in love and lived their life together, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, people are they see that and they lie about it. They're like, that's all the show was about, and it's like, okay, there was an episode where that's all it was about, but if it was the guy and a girl, it wouldn't matter, right? You'd just be like, oh wow, that's kind of cute, But it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just the ones that are causing the issues are the loudest. And so, when you have your producers looking at that, they're trying to figure out, how to kind of tiptoe around this minefield now.
Yeah. Well, and I just commented on it, so I'm not going to repeat myself. The overall story,
$250.
I get where they were going with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in an apocalypse. There ain't a lot of people around, and neither one of these guys seemed like they had any interest in the same sex. I think they both have been past like married or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's just one of them things where they met each other and hit it up, and next thing you know, one thing leads
They're
to
picking
another.
strawberries together.
Yeah. So it's just, you're in apocalypse. Hell, you'd rather, I don't know, freaking have a buddy to bullshit with.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd go as far as they did,
Yeah.
but you know.
I do like strawberries.
Yeah. But I thought it was a good story. No, I hope they make another one. That was a really good one. Really, I didn't, like I said, I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but I thought it was really good. And the funny thing is our world could end up like that. We don't know. You know, there's so many movies about things like that. But I did go see Ghostbusters 2. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. It was really good. I wish Bill Murray could have been more involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he showed up closer towards the end, but you know, I don't know if they'll make a third one or not. They did leave it hanging for that, which would be cool. I think they're doing it right.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to get this new generation, but they're keeping some of the original guys involved. As okay, we're getting older, we'll still be around to do like the research and stuff, but like the field work, we can't really do all that anymore. So I kind of got where they were going with it. So yeah, I was real impressed. The only thing that pissed me off is I wish they would have done the Ghostbusters theme at the beginning of the movie. But then they stole my heart because right at the end you get Zedmore or whatever, the black dude, I think his name is. At the end, he's like, "We're the Ghostbusters," and boom, the song hits, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know, and they have little marshmallow guys. Dude, you got to see it. It's funny. So yeah, I was really happy with it. Yeah, I think they did a good job.
There's also I just thought of it now. There is I think it's this month. It might be in like a week. It might be like the 19th, I think is what I saw.
Okay.
That Transformers is dropping a trailer for their new movie.
Another one?
And there are rumors of the Transformer G.I. Joe movie.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Please change it up. Yeah. Because did you see the last one?
The last Transformers?
Yeah.
Where he like wore the suit basically, kind of?
The Beast Wars?
Yeah, where he like his car like became like a suit for him for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so then you watched all the way to the end of the credits, right?
Yep.
And you seen the whole G.I. Joe thing?
Yep.
Okay. And I apologize to the geek world, okay?
That was almost the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I apologize to the geek world. I was not educated. I did not know that G.I. Joe Transformers crossed back in the day.
Yep.
I did not know it until I watched the movie and I go, oh, okay. And I found a comic book that said G.I. Joe Transformers #1. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Now it's the only thing that's going to be a little weird about it is because people are going to have to, the older generation that grew up with the other Transformer movies, we are going to have to try and put what we know on the back burner because there is no way that Snake Eyes can hold up against Optimus Prime. Like, for example, right? Like, they can't, it's two whole ballparks.
Yep.
And we grew up, you know, watching the Transformers. I guess maybe not grew up, but the Transformer movies we knew with Michael Bay would show that one Decepticon, even the little one, we'd have 30 Rangers, you know, American Rangers with all rocket launchers, grenade launchers, lighting them up.
Yep.
Without him knowing, not even focusing on them, and he would still normally win.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have to forget about that and kind of realize that, like, these G.I. Joe guys, they're pretty well trained.
Yeah.
So, not that, you know, one of them is going to go up and be able to take on Megatron alone.
Yeah.
But, like, we are going to see some of them be able to go defeat lesser ones probably on their own.
Yeah.
And that's something that's going to be a very hard a very hard pill for a lot of people to swallow.
Yeah.
But it's just what we're going to have to kind of get, because these guys, it's fantasy. These guys are the most deadly warriors in the world in this, show. So we're going to have to kind of realize that, but they're going to have to do it very well, because otherwise it's going to be hard for people to get behind.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to stick to the authenticity of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I can stress that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what if Snake Eyes is a hot girl?
Oh, man. It's always got to be about sex.
that is true, man.
I mean, come on. You threw Megan Fox in there. Why?
Yeah, that's true.
Because sex sells.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, you see it all over social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, God. We have a sick world we live in.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a grown-ass man that's going to the movie theater to watch G.I. Joes and Transformers fight, okay? Yeah. Obviously, I know what my priorities are.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I want to see Snake Eyes out there kicking ass.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, they have, I guess, what I've been seeing is Goonies 2 is in the works. Mm-hmm. The Curse of One-Eyed Willie. Of course, that sounds so terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like something else.
but there's a lot of curses with that. Mm-hmm. Man, I hope they do it right. I don't know if a trailer's dropped or anything for it, but I hope they do it right. I hope they bring all the... I don't know what they're doing, obviously, but I hope they do all original actors, but they're kids now.
Yeah.
But they all go together on the adventure to do whatever they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Like, go together. Not just their kids.
Yeah.
Like, all of them. Be like, oh, the kids found this. Oh, okay, well, we better go save them, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Like, something like that. Like, make it relevant. Like, like I said, there's no trailer, but I just hope they do it right. And I hope everybody's on board for the original actors, because it always comes down to money and all this other stupid crap. I just hope they, for fans' sake, do it right, because this is where Hollywood's at right now. They have burned themselves out on superhero movies.
Yep. They have
burned themselves out on trying to do these ridiculous horror films.
The horror films have been very bad.
Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm a huge Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees fan, whatever, but geez, you can only do so much.
Mm-hmm. And Scream is another one. Holy hell.
Yeah, so you're seeing a lot of these actors coming out of the woodworks that haven't had to work because obviously they made a crap load of money.
Yeah.
And making sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because pop culture, whether you like it or not, history is repeating itself. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for a damn Back to the Future. Where's that at?
That'll probably be soon. That's probably being talked about as we're talking about it.
Yeah. And like, yes, keep bringing them. Mm-hmm. Keep bringing them. Keep bringing older people back and redoing another story. Like, just do it right.
Yeah.
Don't do like the one Ghostbusters with the 4 girls and do it stupid. Don't do that. But
you can... A lot of these things, the issue is that when you have all these franchises and you want to do a story, I've griped on this already, I'm gonna bring it up again. Halo.
Yeah.
If you want to, it's such a, Star Wars is the same way. It's such a vast, it's not a planet, it's a universe, it's the galaxy.
Yeah.
You have so many different stories that you can tell. Please, for the love of anything, stop taking the stories we already know, redoing them, and then saying you didn't read the source material, you don't want to. Just do your own story. You can have characters that are very similar if you want to, okay?
Yeah.
You can just do that. Halo, they wanted to do Master Chief. There are other Spartans. There are other ones that you can do. There are other AI. There are other doctors. Master Chief, as much as he is the GOAT, he's technically not even the strongest Spartan. He's not the smartest. He's not the fastest. He's just like second place in like everything. So overall, he's number 1. But he's not the number 1 in like anything, right? Do a story about that one, right?
Yeah.
follow that one that we haven't seen or whatever. Don't take this one that we've been following for like 20, 25 years in all these games.
Yeah.
And completely change his personality and how he acts and all this different stuff. It doesn't make sense. And then blame the fans for not being okay with this change.
Yeah.
Why are you... Halo was popular because of Master Chief.
Yeah.
So, if the reason it's popular because of him, if you do the opposite with him, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get the opposite outcome. So it baffles me that they do this stuff, and then they try to blame it on whatever, I mean, there are people that complain about certain things, but, like, if you just do poor story writing, how can I like the story if it's lazy, if it's sloppy? If I'm watching the movie and I'm like, that's a loophole, that doesn't make sense, well, that's not that person's name, you're referencing them as they're in charge of this, but that's not their actual name. Like, if I can pick it apart while I'm just sitting there casually watching it, there's a lot of issues with it.
Right.
And yes, here maybe I can do that because I'm a bigger fan of Halo than some people, but you have to find that way to appease your diehard fans and your casual fans.
Right.
And you have, again, there's so many different things. Star Wars, for example, you have how many hundreds of thousands of planets, how many hundreds of thousands of Jedi. You have all these different stories that you can tell. They went and they did that. They made a new video game about a Jedi named Cal Kestis. Even the Jedi that he interacted with, they're all new people. You don't know who these generals are. You don't know these people or whatever. Yeah, Darth Vader's in there and that stuff. But it's his story.
Yeah.
As much as, like, the games felt a little wonky to me, the story was done so freaking well. Because they didn't go change what was already there. They just added to it.
Yeah.
So they did such a good job with that. But not everybody goes by that philosophy for some reason. They're okay with losing money and then blaming the public for being whatever type of... ignorant or whatever they are,
Yeah, I know that. They always blame the writers, and then I don't know if a lot of this comes down to who owns the rights of the original story or show or movie or whatever. I don't know what all that consists of, but it's coming to the point of, like, you want to make money and you want this to blow up, do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what it comes down to, and do it right by your audience, because your audience is the reason why you make money on the movie in the first place. Mm-hmm. So,
There's been a lot of movies that, especially within Disney,
yeah,
all you hear about is Disney losing money on every movie.
Yep.
And then they're like, it's because people are bigoted or whatever it is, and it's like, have you, like, when you got done producing, did you watch your own movie?
Yeah.
I would rather light a bag of dog poop on fire and sit by it and watch that.
Yeah. And the thing is with Disney is what I thought they own. I mean, good grief, they almost own the rights to almost everything.
Uh-huh.
And it's like okay, look at Deadpool. Mm-hmm. How rated R it is.
Yep.
Sorry, Disney, that's why you're losing money. You don't want to do stuff that extreme because you're Disney, and I get it. Mm-hmm. But I'm pissed off that Deadpool didn't give Movie of the Year. I don't care. 1 and 2. Like,
they're getting 3 out.
Yeah.
With Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of his uniform, and it's like the original, like, comic one, and it looks badass.
Yeah. Like, Ryan Reynolds, I'd be pissed. He should have got way more recognition for doing Deadpool, and that's the problem with people in Hollywood. They aren't geeks.
Yeah.
They don't understand. They aren't fans. They don't get it. Mm-hmm. That's not family oriented, so we don't know if we can give you, put you on the ballot to get an award. It's like, you do not realize how good he played Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, come on. So that's the thing, and I'm not saying Disney has to make rated R movies, but man, you're really gonna have to start looking into how you do some of your directing and stuff.
They want to make the Blade movies. They want to bring those back, and I don't know how. I've said this since there has been in the Eternals movie in one of the like post credit scenes, and they referenced that it would be Black Knight, I think is his name, and Blade. And if you're gonna have Blade, if you watch the original Blade movies, they still hold up decently well. They're pretty good movies.
Wesley Snipes is
badass.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I can't remember the guy's name that they want to play Blade now, but I can't remember his name. I felt like he was gonna do a pretty good job. But the issue is, you can't make this a family friendly thing. Like you have to
No.
let Blade be Blade.
Yep.
It sucks that you're gonna have to put a certain rating on it, and maybe little kids can't go watch it. But at the end of the day, it's not the little kids with the money. It's the parents. It's the teenagers and stuff like that. That's the people who are going to be paying for this stuff. So I don't know. It feels like it's a very weird kind of move by them, and all of their stuff that they are making that is family friendly, it's all flopping. Every one of their movies are just like so awful. Yeah, yep, Ollie, that's right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just it's a weird route for them to take.
Why can't we bring Wesley Snipes back?
Well, he's playing a game right now.
I know he's got to put more muscle on. He's pretty skinny now,
Yeah.
but
I think part of it was, and I could be wrong. I feel like this is what I read again. This is just my poor memory on something I saw a glimpse of. I think he wanted to pass it to this guy.
really,
I think so. I think I read something about that, but it's been such a long time that I can't remember.
so Wesley Snipes is this gonna be like a Whistler or what?
Maybe.
Like you can't bring him back. He's dead. So well, I don't know. I'm with you. I hope they do it right because I hate to say it, my all-time favorite Blade movie is still the first one.
I don't know if I can pick one. They're all so freaking good.
And the second one was good. Third one was good. Third one I went to the theater and seen like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really good. Yeah, you better do this right, 'cause and keep the original story, like Blade hunts vampires.
Yeah.
Don't make it stupid. Like, man, we need to go to Hollywood and like give these guys a little bit of
They've got
education.
their whole thing with their writers and that stuff not getting paid enough. You can pay me a quarter of that, and I'll put out better shit than they do.
Yeah. Like we're gonna grab the comic book,
And I'm gonna hand them the comic book.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, come on, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that Ollie would do a bad job. I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously I got to see the guy do something before I can judge that.
Yeah.
I think he's put on some muscle. He looks pretty slim, but no, I would be it'd be real interesting to see how a Blade movie would turn out. I heard they were going to do a series for a while there, but that's what seems like a lot of people are doing, like Cobra Kai, and then like there are people are trying to get more into like a mini series. What happens when you do a mini series with all these big characters from original movie that was huge?
Yeah.
The people want more.
Yep.
Now Cobra Kai is getting ready to do their 6th season.
See, and it's a weird stigma with it too, like you're saying. Like, if a movie comes out, people are like, "Oh man, I wish there was a sequel." But that's it. It ends there. I wish it was a sequel. You have a TV show come out, even if it's a miniseries. I want another season. I want it now. When's the next season coming out?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this instead? Why can't you do this season? Like, that's all it is. It's just I don't know why, like what the difference is between it.
Yeah.
But there is that difference between it, and people want more TV. Like, I would rather go to a movie theater and watch a movie than sit at home and watch a TV series. Obviously, there's very, very select cases, but if I watch a TV series, I'm the same way. I'm like, when's the next season coming out? It's not often where I'm like I'm not sitting here like, when am I getting my Doctor Strange movie?
Yeah.
Whatever. But I'm kind of like, okay, when's the next, The Boys? There's done recording and that stuff, and they're ready to, start putting them out and that stuff or whatever. This whole time I've been like, when's that next season coming out? Because it's a TV series,
Yeah.
So that's just and a lot of TV series are like an hour long, so it's not quite as much, but it's almost like you're sitting through a movie theater, but you're doing it every week. So maybe that's what it is. You're just getting more out of it.
Right.
You're getting more entertainment that you get to take in. But yeah, it's a weird dynamic between TV series and movies.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that irritates me the most about TV series, you have a good series, it's got really good ratings. All of a sudden, the director and the writers and the TV company get pissed off at each other.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
Yep.
Bullshit. I was watching Heels on Stars. It was a independent pro wrestling company.
Okay.
Really, really good show. I mean, you probably would like it. Was on Stars. Watched season 1, great. Got through like second or third episode of season 2. Got off work one day. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see if they dropped another episode. Gone.
Jesus.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You had such high ratings for this show. Like, even CM Punk was on the show. Like, as a different character, but, I mean, it was doing great. And they still have not found a company to pick them up. I don't think it's them, honestly. I don't think it's all them, but
Yeah.
I don't know if there's, like, rights or royalties or whatever with Stars. I don't know, but... Man, Netflix, get off your butt and go pick up Heels and get that going. Because I'm telling you right now, that series could end up at least at minimal being like 6-7 seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Like, you can go so far. As long as you can keep the talent and everybody happy, you can go so far. Just like Cobra Kai, you can go so far with that and then possibly get a big movie at the end. Like, Netflix, go do this. Let's get this going.
You picked up some other interesting shows, Netflix.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah, you saved Cobra Kai from YouTube. Which YouTube, you're stupid. You dropped Cobra Kai after 2 seasons when it was like one of the biggest shows on YouTube. Okay? Like, there was subscription YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Like, YouTube's dumb. Netflix is smart. Now look, they're in their 6th season. Come on. Like, people need to listen to your audience. I'm so tired of that. God, it just pisses me off.
Now, speaking of listening to audiences, we need to listen to me.
Oh, God.
Because I'm the audience.
Okay, so you want to get into Star Trek?
No, God, no. The only thing we're doing with Star Trek is I'm getting with the producers and we're collectively throwing it all away. But we've had a lot of Batman over the years.
Yep.
We've had a lot of good ones. We've had some that have not been quite as good. But in all honesty, I don't think we've had any bad ones. I genuinely don't think there's been a bad one.
No.
I know a lot of people don't like Batfleck, but I thought he did good. I really did.
I didn't hate Ben Affleck as Batman. It was tough to kind of see him as...
He was more like wide, I guess. You know what I mean? Like his like type of muscle or whatever. He was really fucking built. So he made Batman look a lot bigger than, because Batman was supposed to be like, he's supposed to be like built, but he's like also almost kind of supposed to look slim, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was an interesting look, but I guess he used guns, so a lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah,
but
you know, when I think of Affleck, I think of comedies. I think of action movies, dramas. It took me a minute to kind of click the superhero story. Yeah. You know, so I don't think he did a terrible job. It was kind of just a little bit of change of scenery, new generation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but no, I think he was pretty good.
But I have found the next great, and this is an actor that I like. He's done superhero stuff before with Teen Titans. He has done roles of movies where it is action-packed, and he's got that very, very, very smart personality, and very kind of, almost kind of mystery, where he would be able to... A lot of Batman that we have, the only downside that people will criticize is they're like, he was a really good Batman, or he was a really good Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Now, there are some that, play both pretty well, but I think I found the actor that would play both perfect. And he's even said he wants to be Batman. I'll pull up a picture for you, Ron. His name is Alan Rickson. This guy. He plays in the Reacher TV show. He's played Hawk on Teen Titans. He is a fucking phenomenal actor. He's 6'3", so he's tall. He's jacked. If you've watched Reacher, if you haven't watched Reacher, go watch it.
I haven't watched Reacher.
Go. I promise you'll like it.
What movies he been in?
We'll go down here. I guess. He has been in Fast.
He was in Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd totally get behind Badland.
Dude, I'm telling you, this guy would be the Batman. This would be the one. DC would be able to finally do something right. They could get an actor to play Batman, and then they could build their universe around him. Because they've been trying so damn hard to build universes around any character, and they keep switching it. And they lost Batfleck now. Then they had Patterson, and I don't even think they want to do anything with that story anymore. Which again was not Patterson's fault, because I think he did fine. I think the story was very weird.
The story was stupid.
It was very weird.
It was very stupid.
They tried to do stuff with the Flash, and this Ezra Miller guy is quite literally a criminal that's not behind bars. Yeah. They've the whole Wonder Woman stuff. I don't know if they even have Gal Gadot anymore, because when they let Ben Affleck go, apparently they let Gal Gadot go, and Henry Cavill, was like, you can't just get rid of these guys or whatever. Like, you have to stick around, and they're like, okay, you're gone too. So like, they've just thrown everything. They still got Aquaman. But then you have his whole thing with, I don't even remember her name, the lady that pooped in Johnny Depp's bed. I can't remember her name.
It ain't worth remembering.
But the whole lawsuit with that or whatever, the lady that plays Hera, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
You know, the whole issue with her now and that stuff, so like Aquaman's in a little bit of a weird spot. So even though I've complained, and I think I've complained on podcasts before already, that they need to stop just adding, like, making a new person for each role every single time they make a new movie. I think right now, what you have to do, and I said this before they did the Robert Pattinson one, I said this, you know, after they got done with the Zack Snyder's Justice League, I said that what you need to do is you need to sit down, and you need to be like, alright, we've been goofing off, we've been screwing up, we're sorry, now we're starting, and have a clean slate. But then the issue that you have with that is that you just brought in Black Adam, and you hinted towards that you're going to have another one, and you brought
Superman.
Then you brought Henry Cavill into that, but Henry Cavill's not with you anymore, unless they've, you know, rechanged something or whatever. So you now you have that issue. Then you have Zachary Taylor Levi, is that his name? Or Zachary Levi Taylor or whatever, the guy that plays Shazam, who is doing a fantastic job. But then you also brought Gal Gadot in that, who's not with you anymore. So it's like, you have these good actors playing some of these roles, but then you're bringing back your past, which you can't build off of it anymore. So I don't know what they can do or what they need to do, because they're shooting them, like, they shot themselves in the foot, and then they went and they kicked the crutch out from underneath their arm. So I don't know what they need to do, but they're going in the wrong direction, and now is the time for them to buckle down, because Disney is in a weird spot, and they're struggling, and now if you want to continue this feud with Marvel, now is the time for you to lock it in and get your shit together. Right. Now is when you can finally take back over that mantle and be number one.
Yeah. Connor, can you call your friend back when we're done, please? No, I totally agree with you. The Patterson one, that was tough to get through. Like, I get they were trying to start a new story. Mm-hmm. What the hell was up with the Batcave? What the? Like, man. Okay, like the Batmobile was kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like,
it's a little bulkier than normal, but that's fine.
I was like, your Batcave makes Alfred look like he's an idiot. Like, what the heck? Like. And I get, okay, you're trying to introduce the Penguin, old school Penguin. Hey, cool. Mm-hmm. You're trying to introduce Riddler.
Not as cool.
The outfit looked like somebody wrapped in green frickin' duct tape. Yeah. Like, I'm like, that is not the Riddler. Like, you don't have to do the Jim Carrey Riddler, okay? You don't have to do that, but come on.
The worst part about it was the Riddler is, and I don't think that you browse the internet as much, but they were just saying that the Riddler was just some guy from Reddit. Is like what his like personality was like, because they go find his laptop or whatever, and he's uploaded his like manifesto and stuff like that, and it's showing like 167 views, but the whole fucking town is behind it, and it's like, dude, 167 people, like, come on, that's not a lot. So what's going on here? But like, it was just like, again, it was one of those things where they're like, you're easily able to pick these things apart. And I don't think the Riddler is like known for like turning the whole population on his side. Like he's known for really fucking with people. Like just because it's funny.
He steals like diamonds and money. Yeah. So like
when he's like trying to be like this social media influencer, It was weird. It was very weird.
Like, you don't have to go all old school.
Yeah.
But, damn it.
do anything right.
Yeah, make the character...
That character was wrong in every aspect.
Oh, my God, dude. That whole, like I said, that whole movie was tough to get through. I think the last 45 minutes of the movie possibly was the most exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the action started, you didn't know what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it was good. And no, it's not Patterson's fault.
No, I don't think so.
That was a shitty job.
I think that while I think some of the actors in certain roles weren't the right actors to play them, I think this was another movie where it was none of the actors' fault. I think it was the director and the script that they were given.
Yeah. Who was the guy? Can't remember the name. Just he played the Dark Knight. I'm Batman. You know, like
holy shit.
Yeah.
Why do I not know? It's the best Batman.
Yeah. Best Batman. You better shut up over
dude, it's
there.
right. I'm Batman. What is his? Holy crap! He's like
Christian
one of my.
Bale.
Thank you. I was gonna say he's like one of my favorite actors. He was in Ford versus Ferrari even.
He did a really good job.
Yes, dude.
And shut up. And the movies I thought were good, but he pissed me off. That's why I don't like him.
Stay out of Gotham.
You do shut up. You're such an idiot. You do not end your last movie as Robin finding the Batcave and then walking out on the frickin' movie saga.
How's that his fault?
Screw you, Christian Bale.
How's that his fault?
Do what's right for the fans.
How's that his fault? He's not the director. He's the actor.
I don't care. The director can suck it too.
Well, okay, then blame the director.
But,
it's not his fault. There's no shot that he came in and he was like, "No, Robin."
Did he try? We need to get him on here.
Maybe.
Who
knows? Maybe he went there and he was like, "We need Robin," and then they were like, "No."
You don't introduce Batman and Robin and then not do it.
I don't think
that
that's his
pissed
fault.
me off. Well, I'm not saying it's all his fault, but
You're
that's
saying
why
you don't like him because
I
of
don't
it.
like him.
It's
you
not
need
his
to
fault.
fight harder for this, okay?
He got his back broken. He was hurt.
Oh yeah, well I understand that. Put him in a
He saved Gotham. He can't do everything.
Yeah. Man, that pissed me off. I'm still like, I like Batman. Batman Returns, Batman Forever, like the original stories. Okay, you don't have to stick with them, but throw a little bit of that old school in there. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And they had a hard time too back then, because Keaton did the first two.
Yep.
You know, in my eyes, I don't care. Keaton was probably the best Batman of that era.
After Bale.
That's a different era. Shut up.
You know.
I wish Keaton would have done the whole saga, but he did really well, and that's the thing. Like, it used to be, okay, we're gonna do superhero movies. We want to do 4. We want you to sign for 4.
Yep.
Then they did it. Why can't we do that now? Like,
I have no idea the real reasoning, but I feel like it's because we're gonna do 1 and then we're gonna see how it's received.
Yeah.
But that is I get that you can't just like throw money down the drain. You're already throwing money down the drain though doing this, so like what I'm saying is hypocritical. But you want to make sure that it's like, okay, we need to make sure this is received well. It's no longer, it's all based on what the fans want, which I think is right to an extent, but you still need to take risks with stuff.
Yeah.
And that risk was, we're doing 4 movies and we're putting this out there.
Yeah.
And a great example is Star Wars.
Yeah.
With Kristen Haydenson, Anakin.
Yep.
Everybody hated Anakin. I don't know why. I don't understand why anybody. He played it amazing. I thought it was like.
Yep.
It was one of the first TV or movies that I watched when I was a kid where I was like, this is just fantastic from start to finish. Even the first one which I didn't like as much, I was like, this is still fantastic start to finish.
Yep.
And so many people hated him for so long, and now we're how many years down the road, and everybody's like, he was the best Anakin that the world will ever see. And it's like, why were we against this right now? You know, at that time, and that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that it's going to be, it's not going to be well received. But even though everybody, for again whatever stupid reason, hated him, the movies did so damn well.
Yeah.
So like, I get that you want to play it a little bit safe, but you making 4 movies that are middle of the pack is already pretty good, because most of your movies are bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
But even then, that's so much better than you making two or three movies, but switching out the entire cast, the story, the plot, everything, every single time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe you got to bite the bullet a little bit, but it's going to work out so much better if you do kind of run with it instead of switching it up every single time. Because then nobody's got time to get behind it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a weird thing to.
I don't know. I think though. I hate to say it. I think the whole reason why they brought Michael Keaton back in the Flash movie,
because they knew it was going to do bad.
Shut up.
What? He was the only good part about it.
Jeez, he's so terrible. They brought him back because they needed him to save Batman, save the franchise, because it was going to crap after the Patterson one. Okay, so
Flashpoint was like a 6 out of 10.
Of course,
okay.
Huh?
Flashpoint was like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean the movie itself was kind of whatever, but like, and then at the end, you see George Clooney. Mm-hmm. Even Affleck made an appearance in that movie.
Christian Bale was in it.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So you know how he pulls up in like the I don't know what type of car, the fancy car, right?
Yeah.
Off in the distance, you can see him standing there, and he's like, "I'm Batman."
He did not.
You fucking believe me for a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say I paid attention to that. You dumbass.
You say you paid attention, but you were like, "Wait, was he actually?"
Yeah, well, because people make mistakes, but
all you gotta do is sound confident in what you're saying, and people will believe it.
Yeah, no kidding. Look what we're doing. Ain't nobody can believe any of this shit. But Clooney got out. At the end, I was like, okay. I didn't mind him as a Batman. He wasn't too bad.
I thought he was fine too.
Yeah. So, I think that's why they're looking at getting this next guy to. He wants to do a Batman, because I think he, what you were saying, it sounds like he wants to be on board for more than one, and he wants to do it right.
Yeah.
So, and that's all we're asking for. Like,
you have actors that will come in, and a good example is Robert Downey Jr. He didn't know anything about Iron Man.
Yeah.
He was just looking for any sort of break.
Yeah.
And then he did it, and then he fell in love with the role.
Yeah, but he did his homework though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but so you'll sometimes have this enigma where somebody will come in to do a role. It's mostly relating towards like superhero things. Because comic books and so on and so forth, that won't know much about the role, but they play it perfect. And then because of how well that they do, they start to read up on their material, and they start to fall in love with this character, and they're like, I want to give the fans something that they'll love as well.
Yeah.
But then you also have these actors that go in and are like, I know this character already, I love this character, I would want to do this character. And now not everybody's going to be perfect. Like, if Adam Sandler was like, I want to be Batman, well, okay, hold on, buddy. Maybe we can get you the Riddler.
yeah, he could be a villain.
But, he's not going to make a good Batman. It sucks to say, but, that's how it would be.
He's a comedy guy.
Yeah. So, but if you find those actors that fit the role and they're actually passionate about the project, that's what you need. You need to start finding those, because these other movies that do well, that are outside of the superhero universe and that stuff, they get asked about it, and they're like, "This was a project that I saw that was going on, and I just had to be a part of it."
Yeah.
That's like the common story behind everything. Like, how did you get involved with it? Well, I heard about it, and I read the lines, and I was like, I know that this is something that I can relate to, and this is something that I love.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that with superhero movies anymore or anything like that.
No.
Like, even though Robert Pattinson had no issues with him or whatever, that's not what he necessarily wanted or whatever like that. There are other actors that do this and that or whatever. They just fall into a role because they need a paycheck. And it's like, I get it, you gotta live, but you need to find characters that are passionate about their role. It's like that in every other movie except the superhero universe now. They're not passionate about their role when the new ones are coming in. So you just gotta find somebody that wants to do it. It's not that hard. They're literally out here on social media saying, God, I would love to be Batman. This is like, let me be Batman. This would be a role that I could fit and I could do well. Words he said exactly. Grab him. You've already put him in DC's already put him in a superhero role, and he was like, when he, I don't know if I want to spoil too much. There's a spoiler coming up for a Teen Titans show if you haven't seen it. If you don't want to know any spoilers, now's the time to stop listening. His character dies in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He sacrifices himself to save everyone, basically. I literally paused. The episode wasn't even over. I paused. I got up and I went and I walked around a little bit because I'm like, we can't cry right now. I'm at home alone. I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna be a little bitch. Okay, I need to get my shit together because it was sad. Like he played the role so well.
Yeah.
He did such a good job. He's already played a fan favorite on a DC superhero. Let him have the big shot. Nobody knows. Do you know who the hell Hawk is? Hawk, the superhero? You don't know who the hell that is.
No.
He doesn't got a superpower. He dresses up as a fucking bird with his girlfriend Dove, and they beat the shit out of criminals. You know who else does that? Batman.
Oh my god.
Like this is you literally have it. They're throwing it in your lap on a good Batman, and they're just like, no, we got to think about it.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? I understand that actors can only go so far with a character. I was really upset when Downey decided not to play Iron Man anymore. I was like, dude, come on, you're it, man.
Yeah.
I get it. There's other things you want to do, but man, that just sucked.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Jackman and Wolverine. They're never gonna be another Wolverine like Jackman.
They might Wolverine is one of those also my word of the day is enigma.
Yeah,
He's another one of those enigmas. You can try. You probably shouldn't try. It's just not worth it. Just maybe you'll be able to go up to Hugh Jackman and be like, maybe we can put on a lot of makeup so you don't look as old, and you just come run it back again for us because it's just not gonna work. You just can't.
Yeah, he was the greatest Wolverine. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, another one that's coming out is, I guess there's the Last Ronin's in the works for a real life live action rated R Ninja Turtle movie. Man, I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm sure that the story will probably be good. The issue for this movie, I think, is visuals, because you have to CGI so much.
Yeah.
And getting that look to be right when everything has to be CGI is not easy to do. No. And especially when we just got done talking about how lazy they're being with their writing and stuff like that lately, and their effort that they're putting in. I truly believe that this could be a movie that really blows up, but I think it's going to be a good movie regardless, but where it lands on that scale is fully dependent on how lazy they are.
Yeah. And there was a lot of talks about making it like a 2 to 3 movie saga.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I hope that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird are involved in this, which I think they pretty much have to be, because I think Eastman still owns part of the Turtles. Man, it's going to be a tough one, because you're going to kill off the Turtles. They need to go and do real life suits like they did in the movies back in the day. That's how I think they need to.
Now, maybe not look exactly like those suits.
No, obviously they evolved, but
I loved them, but they gave me nightmares.
While you're sitting there hugging your Ninja Turtle stuffed bear,
I'm like, what the fuck is that on my screen?
But no, it's gonna take them a while, I think, to make this one. I hope they make it like a real life movie, not any of this stupid, don't make it like a cartoon type thing. Make it a real life live action movie, and do it right. Yeah. I don't want to see the Turtles killed off. I don't, dude. Yeah. But I get it. Everything's got to come to an end, whatever. But man, I just hope they do it right. 'Cause I know it's gonna blow up. I mean, if they go by the comic books and the way the action figures sold, this could end up being a multi-million-dollar movie if they do it right. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be better to do a movie like 3 or 4 movies, or just do a series.
I think probably movies.
You know,
Because then if you do movies, then there's like really no filler, right?
Yeah.
And like this is already supposed to be something, because you're in a weird spot now with it where if they plan on doing this, they don't really have much build up to it, right?
Yeah.
So if you try to build up this crazy story, but while you're building up with it, it's just filler episodes of stuff or whatever, or like non-important information, it's harder for people to get behind. You know, it's going a little bit slower paced, and it's if you're gonna do something this extreme, you got to kind of hit it hard and fast. You know, you can't just like, because then you're gonna have people who come in and who are like, oh, so I wonder what this movie is about, and then they're gonna watch the first one or the episode or whatever it might be, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, and they're gonna do research and they're gonna figure out what happens, and that's all they're gonna be focused on now is when are they gonna die, who's gonna kill them, like why are they dying and stuff like that. And I don't think that. I think if you give people too much time to marinate, per se, then I feel like it's going to kind of ruin it a little bit. You have to kind of shock and awe, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it's supposed to be. Shell shock them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because, man, you know, because I heard of Netflix possibly bringing a Ninja Turtle series, but it's based on the original comic book, where they all had red bandanas. The original storyline. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. It's a thing I've seen online, because sometimes half the stuff you see online people make up themselves. But no, I really hope they do it right. But with that being said, we're going to end it here. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Super Geek Squad. And again, if you like our podcast, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, put the word out, and if you have anything you want us to talk about or anything, leave it in the comments. Have a good one.
And stay out of Gotham.